And now our brave heroes are off to discover the most secret of government secrets.
Cash is easy to get.
Haunted by yourself.
Starring John Neal,
I was pretty smart for second grade.
Kyle Noon,
My dad runs 13 miles a day, and he still looks fucking terrible.
and Everett Wood.
I admittedly have questionable morals.
Oh boy, oh boy. No. No.
So we recently watched 2 Batman movies, right? Batman and Robin, and Batman Forever.
I liked your pause with the first one. It's like you're trying to fool people. It's like, we watched Batman and Robin.
Yeah, I know, but I think
He's ashamed that we watched it.
I am.
I think he was trying to build suspense as to which Batman movie we actually watched, and
Right.
then just let everyone down because it would turn out to be Batman and Robin.
Well, the thing is, I completely forgot about it because I made an effort to completely erase the viewing of Batman and Robin out of my mind.
Block the traumatic
That
memory.
For 1 second, I forgot which Batman movie we watched.
Yeah, I kind of forgot that we watched that one too. If I'm gonna be
It's
honest.
a forgettable.
Yeah.
Well,
it
it's
did
not
have
entirely forgettable.
it did have all those wonderful ice puns.
Yes.
Those
Gotta love
are
them.
like the best part of the movie. It's just Arnold Schwarzenegger making horrible ice puns the entire movie, and also him playing that Christmas special and commanding like his minions to sing along to the Mr. Snow,
His
Mr.
hockey,
Snow song.
his
Yeah.
hockey team henchman.
He just seemed
Yeah.
like an awful employer.
Yeah.
Like, just generally speaking, there's one scene where one of his goons walks in and is like, hey, do you want any more cinnamon buns or whatever the fuck it was?
No,
And he just freezes him.
Yeah, his name was in the paper or whatever. Like,
It
Batman
doesn't
Strikes Again
matter.
or whatever.
It doesn't matter. But he freezes him.
Hey, he interrupted Mr. Freeze while he's watching some home movies.
Yeah, exactly. He hates when people talk over the movie.
Okay, but then immediately after that, he's like, we have to go. And earlier in the movie, he says to Batman, after he freezes Robin, he says to Batman, he goes, you have 10 minutes or something, presumably before he fucking dies.
Right.
So he freezes his goon henchman and then says, we have to go, presumably before they unfroze the henchman.
Hey, the crime fits the punishment.
Hey man, I'm gonna say.
I'm saying he's a terrible employer. And why would you work for him?
Well,
That's
I'm
terrible.
gonna say there's probably an economic crisis going on in Gotham, hence the high crime rates, which is why Batman is needed.
Yes.
Therefore, you take your job where you can get it. If it's a crazy guy who blasts people with a freeze gun, just try not to interrupt him while he's watching home.
I wonder how much a villain would pay, like a henchman. Minimum wage?
I don't know. I worry about like how's the health insurance? Because
Right.
if you're going against the Cape
They don't
Crusader,
have
there's going to
any
be
health.
some
They don't have any
concussions,
health
some
insurance.
broken bones,
Oh, definitely.
some bone bruises.
Yeah.
Like what's the tax rate? How much of that income is
Well,
reported
they're not.
to
Well,
the
they're not
IRS?
paying taxes. They're not paying taxes. They're working for a supervillain, unless it's like the Penguin. I guess the Penguin is sort of legit.
Right.
That's because he's also a politician.
Yeah.
In the
Well, you
Twitter.
got
Exactly.
Well, exactly, and you got to think like all these villains. Well,
But the Joker just pays his minions in cash.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, that's
I
true.
mean-
That's true. Under the table.
Yeah.
That's true.
It's like you probably pay some on commission. It's like you get
Right.
to take home whatever you bring in.
I could understand the Joker being one of those guys who's just like, oh my god, you haven't gotten paid yet? That's so weird. Like I was talk to Jake about that.
And just shoots him.
And Jake's yeah.
And then they take him out back.
Yeah.
Not even if they take him out back, he just keeps like stringing them along. He's like, no, like I'm gonna pay you. Don't worry. He's like, I don't have enough. The bank, that was to fund my next scheme,
The check
which
is
is
in
when
the
the
mail.
real money is coming in.
I don't know. I say it's all based on commission for him because he pulls off like all these bank heists and
Yeah,
stuff.
that's true.
And they break into art museums depending on which
Yeah.
Joker you're going under. So it's like it depends on how much you bring in is how
True.
much you take.
Poison Ivy.
It really depends how good of an employee you are. determines how
Poison
much you
Ivy
take home.
is for sure doesn't have to pay anyone.
No.
Poison Ivy just doesn't have any money to pay anyone.
Well, because all
At
her
least
goons want to have sex with her, so
Right.
there's no real reason.
just-
she also
She
did. She
lures
also
them
didn't
in.
have any goons.
Well, she had Bane
She had
in the movie,
Bane.
which is a complete disservice to that character.
Yeah, he was awful. Bane.
Yeah, he's the smartest villain in Batman's Rogues Gallery. He's so much smarter than Mr. Freeze. Not so much.
He broke
But
Batman's
he's-
back.
But he's also a super genius. That's
Yeah.
the best part.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, I think Tom Hardy Bane probably pays his employees pretty well.
Oh. Well,
That
they're
or
missionaries,
they're
right?
they're
he
yeah
still
they're
does
in-
execute them.
they're
like, in front of
indoctrinated.
everyone else.
Yeah.
That's true.
they're like indoctrinated into whatever cult he invented.
They actually do pay him because they say in the orphanage they're like, oh, they're in the sewers. There's work down there, so
Yeah.
presumably
Yeah.
the henchmen are being
Yeah.
paid.
Yeah.
There seemed to be some sort of like job structure going on
Right.
in Bane's
Mm-hmm.
in Tom Hardy Bane's,
Right.
which brings us to
Which he actually is an intelligent version
Yeah.
of the character, also.
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
Still not a Mexican wrestler, though.
Yeah. So, but I think we could all
That was
safely
a cool
assume
mask in
Yeah.
Dark Knight Rises,
that-
though.
Yeah.
the
definitely.
best Batman movie is obviously The Dark Knight. That's like an undisputed. That's an undisputed fact.
Yeah.
Objectively, yes.
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 That's just a fact.
Well, because that transcends being
Yeah.
a superhero movie.
That's
That's
like
just
the
a
best-
great crime film. That's like
Yeah.
that is the heat of superhero movies.
It's
Right.
the best superhero movie probably ever made.
Yeah, I would say. Like,
Yeah.
you know, like...
Spider-Man 2's up there.
But Spider-Man 2 is not The Dark Knight.
I know a bunch of...
True, but the tone of it captures the tone of Spider-Man like the Dark Knight captures the tone
Kind
of
of.
Batman.
But it's not quite The Dark Knight.
I know a bunch of fanboys would, like, argue, like, the first Superman. Like...
I haven't seen that.
I
I'm
haven't
not
seen
gonna-
that either,
It's
so...
supposedly great, groundbreaking
Yeah.
special effects.
Yeah, that's what it
Probably
is.
a
It's
bit
groundbreaking
dated
at
today.
that time. Yeah, exactly.
I know.
I mean, like, you have to mention the Avengers, just like, and the first Iron Man, just because this is the most superhero movies come out now, and those are the standouts.
It triggered the
Yeah,
universe.
but
That's-
they still like when
Maybe.
you watch those next to The Dark Knight, they're
I
not
agree.
anywhere near
I agree.
on that level.
Right.
But they have to be in the conversation.
I guess, but like it's a kind of undisputed fact that The Dark Knight is the best superhero movie of all time.
Yeah.
And I'm not disagreeing with that.
My personal favorite Batman movie, though, I think is the 1989 Tim Burton one.
Yes,
Like
that's a
when
classic.
when I rewatch those, I kind of really like that one the best, just because that was before like the Tim Burton style became sort of like a product. So it's like you watch that and it's its own little world, which
Yeah.
I think is cool. It's kind of like a weird fantasy world that it takes
When would you
place.
say that happened with Tim Burton? When
Definitely-
there was like the Tim Burton style, like because Edward Scissorhands came out right after.
Yeah, so I
And
would
then
say
Batman Returns,
yeah.
and then Nightmare Before Christmas.
it was around.
I would say
it's
Beetlejuice.
right. No, I would say
Beetlejuice was like-
where it got coined into a thing. I'd
Oh,
say
okay.
like
Yeah. He had a style. Don't get
yeah,
me wrong.
yeah.
he has a
Still-
style, but like it became like sort of
It became like a thing.
it became a
that
thing.
like people would try to imitate
Yeah.
after a while.
I
I
would
think
say
Nightmare
late-
Before Christmas.
Nightmare Before Christmas is the start of it.
Yeah.
I'd say there'd probably be another movie that like officially.
Because by like Charlie and the Chocolate Factory,
Yeah,
it
that
was
is
like,
that is
this
definitely
like only
it's-
Tim Burton is making this movie.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and that's where it like kind of detracts from the movie.
Like, you
That's
can't
that's
help
yeah
be
that's
Tim
like the
Burton when
point
he
where
doesn't
it's
have
like
to.
it goes too far.
Also with Alice in Wonderland.
Alice in Wonderland's the prime
I think
example.
that could
of,
have
like,
called that like Tim Burton was the right choice for that.
Yeah, but he went to Tim
it's-
Burton.
yeah,
That's what
it's
Kyle's
like it goes
saying.
too far, and his style it like detracts because it's too much.
Mhm.
Same thing with like Sweeney Todd, which I liked Sweeney Todd.
I did
but
like
it's,
Sweeney Todd too.
Our friend Mary Beth, I was over her house senior year, and she's like, her and her roommate, they're like, we've watched Sweeney Todd every single night for the last like 2 months. And
That's
I was
just
like,
sad.
I can. They loved it. We watched it that night, and I was like, yeah, this is a really great movie.
It's a good movie, but I'm not gonna watch it like every night.
Yeah, get a life.
Well, I was thinking,
I could
was
watch
like,
I could
even-
watch Batman 1989 every night.
Well, I was thinking,
That was
like,
great.
even my favorite movie of all time, Monty Python and the Holy Grail, I could not watch that every single day because it would ruin it for me.
Exactly.
I could maybe watch a movie that I fucking, like, I watched Boogie Nights over the weekend, and I was like, I fucking love this movie. Every, like, 10 minutes, I had the thought, this movie is so fucking good.
The problem
Maybe
is,
that I could watch every night. The
problem
problem is it's
is-
2.5 hours.
well, no, I'm saying the problem with doing that is like I could watch like a great movie every night or almost every night for a while, but then there'll come a point where I stop watching it, and then I'll never ever want to watch it again.
Yeah.
And
I
that is
agree
kind
with
of like why
that was songs, too.
that is kind of why I put Batman 1989 over over The Dark Knight, because when The Dark Knight came out on DVD, I got it. I was like 16. And I watched it like every week for a couple months, and now I never want to watch The Dark Knight. It's
fair.
still a great movie, but I don't want to watch it.
I actually
watched
didn't
Tim.
like The Dark Knight when I saw it. I saw it in theaters.
In theaters?
Yeah, I saw it in theaters, and I didn't really like it, just because, I mean, like I said when we watched Batman Forever, I watched Batman Forever 100 times when I was a kid.
Okay, I didn't grow up
It
with.
wasn't that, so I think I was just upset at that.
Right.
Or also, one of the things I thought was, I didn't like that Two-Face was in it. I was like, okay, you can set up Two-Face for the next one, but he was only in the movie as Two-Face for like a half hour, and I thought that was dumb.
I mean,
then I watched it on TV, like 2 years later, and I was like, what the fuck was I thinking? This movie's incredible.
Yeah, you get it. Why? I'm like, oh, it's also because he clearly wanted to do 3 movies, so he wanted to pound through the most important villains
Right.
in the story. He didn't want to like continually drag it out into like a 10 movie series. He
And-
wanted to like make his 3.
Self-contained.
Yeah, you want to make the 3 and then like be done with it and walk
Right.
away, which I respect Christopher
think that's
Nolan for
great,
doing. Yeah,
And-
that he wasn't concerned with anyone else doing it or setting up future movies. He's just like, do 3. Now I'm done. The story's complete.
And Two-Face was part of Joker's plan, and Two-Face made
Yeah.
Joker
Well,
successful.
that's something I
Yeah,
didn't
that's the
get
point.
initially.
Yeah.
Is like,
He made Joker win at the end,
right.
and made Batman the villain.
But that's something I
At
didn't
the end
like
of
the
Dark
first
Knight.
time, and that's, I think, why I didn't like it.
Yeah.
I also did not grow up watching the Batman movies. The first Batman movie I saw was Batman Begins in theaters,
Oh, Jesus.
and then I watched Batman and Robin right after it
Oh, it's a
because
piece
my
of shit.
friend
It's an
had it.
absolute
We
piece of
made it
shit.
through like 30 minutes and then turned it off. So naturally, I was pretty dissuaded on the original. And then I saw The Dark Knight. I think I watched Batman and Tim Burton Batman 1989 like right after, or like it was around that time I saw it, and it's like not as good when.
I mean,
Great soundtrack.
it still holds up.
Prince.
I mean, you know, like
Yeah, no, I appreciate it more now.
Yeah.
But like at the time, I didn't like it.
at the time, people didn't want to go see it because
Michael
at that
Keaton.
time, Michael Keaton was a comedian.
Yeah.
And they were like, he's not going to be a good Batman.
Michael
and then
Keaton's
they
my
watched it and
favorite.
they're like, oh shit, he's a
Michael
good Batman.
Keaton is my favorite Batman.
Yeah.
He is so intimidating as Batman, and he's so awesome.
And I like to think that that's the reason why he's in Birdman.
Yeah.
Oh,
it
that's
totally
100%.
is. It totally is.
That's
why he's-
100% why he's in Birdman.
Yeah.
Like, he is Riggin. Like, he
Yeah.
is that character.
Right.
But now, he's kind of had like a run. Like, he was in Spotlight. He was one of the main
Yeah.
characters in a movie that won Best Picture right after Birdman came out.
He's been making a comeback for a couple of years now.
I'd like to think it started with The Other Guys when he plays the police
Yeah.
captain.
That probably is actually when it started.
He's great
I'm not
in
even
that
gonna. I'm not even gonna.
He's so good at The Other Guys.
I'm not even gonna.
Now that
exaggerate.
you mention
Like,
it,
that
I'm
probably
like, holy shit, he's so
that
funny in
probably is what started his comeback, though. Like, because it's like I'm gonna play older, less serious roles.
that. Yeah. I'm not going to give a shit anymore.
Yeah, he's like, I'm gonna play roles that cater to my age.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
movie's fucking. That's an underrated, like,
The other guys?
silly comedy. Yeah,
Yeah, it's
I watch that every time I see that it's on TV.
Yeah, it's a buddy comedy.
I just like.
It's just fucking hilarious. Like, aim for the bushes. And there's no fucking bushes anywhere in sight. It's like, what? Okay.
There goes my hero.
And then at the funeral, they have the fight, but they're all whispering because they don't want to cause a scene. Like, that's great.
I just like to see the stuff with Will Ferrell as a former pimp.
Gator.
Yeah. Gator, what is that, you punk ass bitch?
Yeah.
And Michael Keaton will not stop quoting TLC. There's no reason at all that should be a joke. But it's a great joke.
And just Will Ferrell keeps shitting on Ava Mendez.
Oh,
Yeah, he's like, I apologize for my ugly wife.
And like Mark Wahlberg's like, what the fuck? Your wife is so hot.
Yeah.
my wife is pretty. She is not hot.
And then you find out it's because Will Ferrell used to be a pimp.
Yeah.
I don't think they even explain it. They're just like, no, we're just not gonna. I think they just have the thing where obnoxiously hot women are inexplicably attracted to Will Ferrell. In that movie. That's a fucking great.
And Mark Wahlberg does not get it.
What's another like underrated comedy? I always say Walk Hard, which is in the same vein. I think that's like one of the most criminally underrated comedies.
I watched that recently and I'm like,
it's so fucking funny.
I laughed out loud a couple times.
It's fucking hilarious.
Kung Pao Enter the Fist. Possibly the greatest comedy I have ever seen.
It's a good comedy.
I love and hate Kung Pao.
Kung
Yes.
Pao Enter the Fist is a work of art.
Every
Single line in that movie is comedic gold. You can quote any line in that film. It is
completely
comedic,
out of context.
completely out of context, and it is comedic gold. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. I wonder where my glove will go.
That's one of the films that
Now you must call me Betty.
Some people say I do things that are not correct to do. I do not believe in such talk as this. I am nice man with happy feelings all of the time.
Your shirt is now blue. Your shirt is now red.
I am a great magician.
Please forgive Shuli. He is an idiot. We trained him wrong as a joke.
I am bleeding, making me the victor.
Trying my face to your fist style. The great thing about Kung Pao, if anyone doesn't know, is that they took actual footage from real kung fu films from the 70s. Basically reshot half of it
No, I
and
think
then
one-
dubbed the dialogue from the old kung fu movies.
I also
No, I
every
think
time,
one bad kung fu movie.
It's just one, yeah.
They dubbed.
Okay,
But it's
but like half the footage is
Plus-
an other movie that they just dubbed.
for the longest time, yeah, they got a guy who looks exactly like the main villain in this original. And
You can't tell.
I didn't realize
You
for the
cannot
longest
tell.
time that was a separate actor. And then, like, it finally dawned on
No,
me.
wait.
It's like, oh, they are slightly different. You can spot, like, there's a slight difference between.
You have to know.
I did not know
Yeah.
that. Holy shit.
have to
Yeah,
watch
no,
it.
exactly. You have to know that it's a different person.
Yeah. It takes a long time to spot it. It took me forever
Oh
to
my
spot it.
god. My mind is blown now. Like, what the fuck?
But like, just the fact that someone actually did that, and that's an actual movie that exists, makes me love Kung Pao.
Yeah.
And like, I love quoting it, but whenever I watch it, it's only 80 minutes. It's like the longest
It
80
is.
minutes.
You can't watch it every day.
I cannot watch Kung Pao.
I could watch Kung Pao every day.
It sounds
is
like you did
so
already.
funny.
Kung Pao's a movie that like
I know it by heart.
we're coming back from the bar and it's like 3 a.m. and none of
Yeah.
us are tired. It's like, do you guys want to watch Kung Pao?
Yeah.
But if
That is the perfect. You're like close to blackout drunk and you want to watch a movie.
Also, for me, it does have a lot of nostalgia value.
Yeah.
The nostalgia blinders are on for that movie for me.
If I can circle back to Batman
Yes.
for nostalgia,
I'll allow
the
it.
1960s Batman movie with Adam West and Burt Ward
Mm-hmm.
is amazing. That movie is so fucking campy.
I saw it so long
And
ago, I can't even
hilarious.
remember it.
I don't remember it. I just know the part
Basically-
of Batman running around with the giant bomb.
That's the best part. It's like the best part.
I can't
No,
find a
but like
place
the
to put
Joker, the Riddler, the Penguin, and Catwoman all team up to
Right.
fight Batman
Right.
and Robin. And it's so ridiculous. Like there's a part where Batman and Robin, they're strapped to this buoy that the Penguin fires a torpedo at the buoy, and it's inches away from hitting them, and then it just cuts to them in the Batmobile driving away. And you're like, how the fuck did they get out? They're just like, that was a brave porpoise that sacrificed its life for us, Robin. And it's
Oh
like,
my
what
God.
the fuck? Are you kidding me?
It's pretty wonderful. I gotta say, I
It's
think
great.
Yeah. Well, the nostalgia blinders are on for Batman Forever for you guys.
Yes.
Yeah.
I had never seen Batman Forever. Last week was the first time I watched it, and it is not a good movie.
But I love it. I don't care.
I mean, it's
I
still
don't
better than
care.
Batman and
It's-
Robin.
I don't know.
It's
I did
way
not.
better than Batman and Robin. It's still not good.
It's
but
better.
I don't
yeah.
give a shit that
It's
it's
better.
not good.
It's better than Batman and Robin, but it's pretty bad.
I'm still
The
gonna
end
watch
of-
it,
the
and I'm
end
still
of
gonna
that-
I'm
love
still
it.
gonna watch it again. I still love that.
The end of the movie was so bad.
I mean,
He just, like-
how Robin was useless.
Well, yeah, Robin just got caught immediately. Batman should just let him die.
Yeah.
Then Batman foils Joker's plan simply by breaking Joker's machine. Or, sorry, not Joker, Riddler. He foils the Riddler's plan by throwing a bat boomerang into the machine and breaking it.
Yep.
That's literally all he did.
Yeah.
And Two-Face, he just threw a bunch of coins at him while
Yeah.
Two-Face was flipping a coin. He didn't know which one to catch and then
he
fell
fell.
down.
Yep.
You're telling me the police couldn't handle that?
Well, that was
Why
easy.
did they call Batman?
Yeah.
It's like, oh my god.
I just
That
love
whole movie
the,
was
like,
a
oh no, it's boiling acid.
My shoes, they're melting.
That was a waste of time. It's like Batman was fucking stoned the entire movie, and then he finally decided to stop.
Well, that's one of my favorite lines from any Honest trailer is when they're just like, it's time for Val Kilmer's take on the Cape Crusader. He's not scary like Christian Bale, cool like Michael Keaton, cool like George Clooney, entertaining like Michael Keaton, or emotional like a human.
Yeah, he like just doesn't do anything until he decides to eventually, okay, these guys have caused enough trouble. I'm just gonna go deal with them now. It took him like a half hour out of his night.
You know who was very emotional in that movie? Nicole Kidman.
That's true.
So fucking
She was way too sexual.
He
for that
only,
movie.
yeah, Batman only started to care when they kidnapped Nicole Kidman. It's like, okay, I guess now
To be fair, I would care
yeah,
too.
it's like, okay, I guess now I have to go deal with these assholes.
Well, no, I just
Like
love
the worst, they were the worst
They did
super
destroy
villains
his
ever.
lair also.
right. I also just love how Nicole Kidman picked Bruce Wayne to date, and he's like,
For no reason at all.
and he's like, okay,
Well, he's a billionaire. That's a good enough reason.
and he's like, okay, this is the end of Batman, and then he like is shutting off his lair as Robin's
get
trying to
that
explain
because-
why he has to continue
I
as
get
Batman.
that because the whole thing with his character in that movie is the like, and that's like what Nicole Kidman symbolized in the movie is he really Bruce Wayne or is he really Batman? Which of those identities is the dominant identity?
I
Well,
think
the
you're,
movie's
I think
not
whether
called Bruce Forever.
I think you're giving
Whether
the
they
movie
did
too
that
much
effectively
credit.
or
I know.
not.
You're analyzing
up for-
Batman Forever right now.
No, but they talk about that the whole
No, I
time. The Riddler
Not
even
very
brings
good.
that up. He's
Yeah.
like, who are you gonna... That's the whole thing at the end. He's
Right.
like, are you gonna save Nicole Kidman, because that's what Bruce Wayne would do, or are you gonna save Robin, because that's what Batman would do?
Right.
That's...
I don't
No,
know.
but then
I think-
It
Batman,
makes sense.
and then he told him that Batman saves both. Because
I
he
know.
is both Bruce
Well,
and
because
both
he can't
Batman.
choose, and that's why he was able to save both. Because he
Yes.
is ultimately both Bruce Wayne and Batman.
I think Batman would have made the rational choice and let Robin die because Robin proved himself to be utterly useless as a sidekick. It's like, well, if I keep having to save you, you're going to be a liability. I'm sorry, I can't keep you around.
I do like
Your employment is terminated, Robin.
I do like the Easter eggs in
The Easter
Batman
eggs,
Forever.
I'll give the movie credit for that. The Easter eggs are used very effectively and are woven in very cleverly.
Especially when Robin shows up.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they got the old.
Yeah, they have the old Robin
yeah.
suit
Yeah.
in his like
Yeah, that was
acrobatic
fun.
troupe. I like that as opposed to like Marvel Easter eggs, which are just there.
Yeah, and he's
Set
like,
up. They're just there.
Howard the Duck's just in the
Yeah,
background.
he's just there.
Right.
He's in Benicio del Toro's house.
and there's like no end credit scene where it just sets up another
Oh my
movie.
God. I know how wonderful is that you can like leave the movie when the credits come on and like not miss anything.
But who wants to leave Batman Forever when Kiss from a Rose is on?
I mean, know what the best post-credit scene ever is?
Yeah.
In Napoleon Dynamite.
Yeah.
During the wedding.
I'm not gonna.
That is Marvel will
I'm not gonna
never
venture another nominee.
Marvel will never top Napoleon Dynamite. Like you can try, but Napoleon Dynamite is
Wait,
near
Napoleon
perfect.
Wait, what
Dynamite is
happens
a
at
movie.
the end credit scene?
Oh, there
You just
it's
have
the
to watch
wedding.
it, to be honest.
It's Kip's wedding with the black
Oh,
chick.
yes.
Napoleon
Yeah.
arrives on a horse and he's
Yeah.
like, "Sorry, I'm late." It's amazing.
But it's right after Kip sings a song that he wrote to his black wife. He's like, "Yes, I still love technology, not as much as you might see, but I still love technology."
Circling back to something we talked about a little earlier, Napoleon Dynamite is a movie I think I could watch every day for like a month.
Oh,
And
yeah.
maybe not get tired of it.
Yeah, it's one of those
Especially
things where-
now as an adult,
Like it
Espe-
exists in its own lane.
when like you get the humor too. Like yeah,
Yeah.
like when you're young, you might
That's
not
another
like
movie I
it.
hated the first like 2 or 3 times I saw it.
I
didn't
think
like
your
it.
humor has to adjust to it because it's so like
There's like
it's
no
so
jokes in
yeah,
it.
it's
That's
so-
the best part.
it's so dry and like stupid and weird, but wonderful.
But everyone gets it.
Yeah,
Audiences of all ages can get that. You know?
Man, like
I wish I could go back in time.
the only movie I would compare it to is like Office Space because
Yeah.
the humor
Yeah.
is in the like.
It's very
mundanity,
it's very similar to Office Space,
Which,
I
by
love
the way,
Office
I
Space.
think
which
I think best cast in any comedic movie, top to bottom, not in terms of star power, but in terms of every single
ensemble?
person. Yeah, the whole ensemble, but like every single actor in that movie completely nailed that role, like down to
Yeah.
the guy who's just like, you do want to express yourself, don't you? Like, can you imagine anyone
That was
doing
Ma-
a better job?
Wasn't that
in
Mike
that
Judge?
tiny role? I think it is.
Wasn't that Mike Judge?
the create
Yeah, I have some, or the Flair
of
guy.
Flair.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
the piece
guy-
of Flair.
But
You
even like
only
Brian, the
do-
waiter,
yeah.
who's just like, he's like, maybe I could interest you in some shrimp poppers. And like that guy was fucking perfect. The Owen guy, the like O face
gonna
guy.
show her my O face.
Oh.
That guy's phenomenal, and he's in the movie
He
for
has, like,
2
two
minutes.
scenes, but he has like the best part. What he talks about is I'm gonna show her my O face.
But even if when he's just like, he sees his wife and
decides
decides he
he
wants to
wants
live. That is flawless delivery.
Oh, she fucked Lumberg.
Lumberg
Fucked her.
Samir, not gonna work here anymore.
And I just love how Michael Bolton is a rapper fan.
Yeah, he's
He's
rapping.
a complete rap fan, but then like one of the best parts is when that black guy's walking next to his car. He like rolls up the windows and locks it, and, like turns the stereo all. He's like a complete pussy.
Dude, that's like the first 2 minutes of the movie, too.
I know.
I also
great.
like the part where he's like, I told those fucks that I like Michael Bolton's music. And he makes a face at it. He's like, oh, that is low.
Maybe you should change your name. No, he's the one that sucks. My name was fine until a douchebag started winning Grammys.
Even just like the woman who's like, corporate accounts, Carol speaking.
Yeah.
Just a moment. She says it the exact fucking same every single goddamn time.
Well, it's funny and it annoys you, and I think that's the whole point.
It's so cheery.
No, I know, but
yeah,
like
but
it's just
like,
so perfect.
Yeah.
And like that's why I say it's the best comedic cast, top to bottom,
Great.
in
Yeah.
any movie.
Beats out Batman and Robin cast.
Slightly.
Yeah.
I mean, the Bane guy I thought was very underwhelming.
Yeah.
that's
The
true.
no
They
name.
didn't- That's true. They didn't bring any stars for Bane.
Right.
Well, they were under the mask. Like, in those days, it's like, what legit movie star is going to be like, so my face is going to be covered up the entire time? Who's going for that in 1996?
Especially for a Joel Schumacher Batman and Robin movie.
Right.
Maybe if Scorsese was directing it. But
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but not Batman and Robin. They take a look at the script and like, no, put this in the shredder.
I'm not going to show my face. Put the Bane mask on me.
Maybe it is something.
Maybe it's volunteer.
Maybe it's like Daniel Day-Lewis under there.
I actually heard today that Daniel Day-Lewis like actually learned how to make dresses for Phantom Thread. Like,
Oh, I'm not surprised.
That's his thing.
no, I'm
That's his
not
thing.
either. But like when I heard that, I was like, yeah, like of course.